This is a demonstration of the Abstract Evaluator tool. If you are here, then that means you are part of the Americas R&D Week 2022 Selection Committee and an Abstract Evaluator. How did we get to this page? We landed on this page by either clicking the link on the home page or via the menu at the top of every page in this SharePoint site. Let's begin with a brief page review. At the top of the page, you will see a link to the evaluators list. Click it. Here listed are the evaluators' names and their corresponding initials. These initials will be informative for Step 2, when the evaluator is looking up their voting column in the Abstract Ratings and Selection Voting worksheet. Click back to the top. The Abstract Evaluator tool was created for the Americas R&D Week abstract review and selection process. This tool has a 3-step process to get to the final status of the abstract submission of Thunder, Lightning, or Poster session. Step 1. Read and evaluate. Step 2. You record your vote for if the abstract should be assigned a Thunder, Lightning, or Poster session. And, Step 3. The selection committee meets and comes to a consensus on the final selection for each abstract. Scroll down the page a little and you will see this video for your reference while using the Abstract Evaluator tool. Now we will review the steps and how to use the tool. Step 1. Read and evaluate. This step will teach you how to filter the abstract list. Filtering the list will allow you to find an abstract or a group of abstracts to review and evaluate. You will be able to add notes to yourself or others to reference when the Abstract Selection Committee meets to make the final selection for that abstract. First, click on the Abstract Edit list, either here on the information page or from the menu. This list view will only display abstracts where the final selection of Thunder, Lightning, or Poster has not been decided yet. You can see that you will be able to filter on the item column. You can filter on one or many items by typing the number in the field and hitting Enter for each item you want to add to your filter. Click Apply to finish adding items to the filter. Now the page only displays the items you filtered. Let's clear the item filter. Click the Open the Filters pane button. Click on the Clear Filters button and then click this X to close the filters pane. You may also filter on other columns in this list like Submission Category, GBU, Department, Country, U.S. State, and by the U.S. Sanofi site. Let's filter on Submission Category. Click the drop-down arrow next to Submission Category column heading. Click Filter By, put a check mark next to the items you want filtered in the list. For this example, we will use Translational Precision Medicine, and click Apply. The page will only display the items you filtered. In this case, item 16. Click the pencil next to one of the item numbers. This is the Abstract Read and Evaluate window. You will not be able to edit any information in this window except for the evaluator notes and final selection status fields. Scroll down to the Abstract field to read the abstract. You can hold the Control key down and use your mouse wheel to increase or decrease the zoom on the page to allow you to read the abstract at a comfortable text size. To add your notes to the Evaluator Notes field, just click inside the field and begin typing. Understand that other evaluators will also be adding their notes to this field. So, to distinguish between each evaluator's notes, add your initials and the date to the beginning of your note entry. After you have finished entering in your notes, click Save. This will save your notes to this SharePoint list. Additionally, your notes are saved to the Abstract Ratings and Selection Voting Excel worksheet, used in Step 2 of these instructions. Now let's go to Step 2 where you can record your vote for each abstract as a Thunder, Lightning, or Poster session. Step 2. Vote. In this step you will see how you can record your vote for each abstract. First, click on the Abstract Ratings and Selection Voting worksheet either from here or from the menu. This will open in a web browser tab for viewing purposes only. To open the file in Microsoft Excel, click the down arrow next to Viewing and click Open in Desktop app. It is highly suggested that you do not edit the worksheet in a browser, as some Microsoft Excel functionality may not be available in the web browser. This Excel file contains 2 worksheets. The first worksheet contains a list of the evaluators. The second worksheet contains a list of the submitted abstracts. This worksheet is separated into different sections for easier navigation when entering votes. Then, the selection committee can reference this worksheet when meeting to come to a consensus for each abstract's final selection decision. Let's look at each section and how it functions. The first section is the abstract information. This section will always display in this worksheet and contains the item number, abstract title, and category. All this information came from the SharePoint list, which is where all the abstract submission form response data is stored. The next section contains the GBU, department, and location information. This section, and the remaining sections in this worksheet, can be expanded or collapsed. This allows for more flexibility while navigating the worksheet. Before we move on to the other sections, let's take a minute to review how to navigate this worksheet. If you look at the top left of the Excel table, you see small numbers 1 and 2. These are just buttons that will collapse and expand all section groups in this worksheet. Click on the number 1 button and you see how the info section collapsed, as all other sections were already collapsed. Now, click on the 2 button. This will expand all section groups in the worksheet. Having one button to expand all sections quickly will be helpful when adding your votes. It looks like we are ready to add votes. Click the 1 button to collapse all sections. Now, click the plus sign above the notes column. This is where any evaluator notes entered into the SharePoint list will automatically show up in this worksheet. This is so you have your notes to reference when entering your vote or deliberating as part of the selection committee for final abstract selection decisions. Next, expand the Thunder section by clicking the plus sign above the Thunder Quality Control column. This expands the Thunder voting columns for the evaluators. Before we get to the voting, let me explain the quality control and count columns. These columns have a note that pops up when you click into the column header. QC Data Entry Check. This column should only contain zeros. If not, then an evaluator has missed entering a vote for Thunder, Lightning, or Poster, depending on the section. Counts for Thunder, Lightning, and Poster votes. These columns contain the total vote count for each Thunder, Lightning, and Poster category for each abstract. These vote counts will be helpful to the selection committee when they deliberate the final selections in Step 3 of the evaluation tool. Let's go back to the Thunder voting section and expand the Lightning and Poster sections by clicking the plus sign above the column headers. You could also expand all sections by clicking the 2 button in the top left of the Excel table. Now filter on the abstract, or even multiple abstracts, for which you are ready to enter your votes into the worksheet. We will use item 16 again for this demonstration. Click Ctrl+F for Windows or Command+F for Mac to open the Find and Replace window. In the Find What field, type your initials followed by a hyphen. Click the Find All button. It is important that all the voting sections are open before searching for your voting columns. If the voting sections are not expanded, you will not find your voting columns when you use the Find All functionality in Excel. At the top of the results list, you will see your initials with a -T, -L, or -P suffix. Click on each of your initials, which will take you to that voting column. Enter your vote for the abstract under the Thunder, Lightning, and Poster columns. You must fill in every empty cell in the Thunder, Lightning, and Poster sections under your name for each abstract. Enter a 1 for yes and a 0 for no. As evaluators enter their votes, you will see the QC column numbers get closer to 0. We are now ready to move on to the last step. Step 3. Make final selection. In this final step, the team makes the final selection decisions for the abstracts. Final selections must be entered into the SharePoint list. Then this data will copy into the final selection cell in the Excel worksheet. While the selection committee is meeting to agree on the abstract final selections for the Thunder, Lightning, and Poster sessions, another committee member can open the abstract edit list and go to the abstract item being discussed. Click the edit pencil and scroll down. Pick the final selection from the drop-down and click Save. Please note, once an abstract has been assigned a final selection, that abstract will be removed from the abstract edit list and added to the selected session list to which it was assigned. These lists may be found in the Selected Lists page by clicking the menu link at the top of every page in this SharePoint site. If, for any reason, a final selection needs to be changed, go to the All Abstracts Submitted list. You may access this list by clicking the menu link. Find the abstract that needs to be updated. We will use item 16 for our demonstration purposes. Click the Edit pencil, scroll down to the Final Selection field. Click inside the field now, click it again. This cleared the field of data. You can click Save if you do not have another selection, or you can make another selection. Then, click Save. The final selection field in the SharePoint list will automatically update the corresponding abstract final selection in the Abstract Ratings and Selection Voting Excel worksheet. This concludes the Abstract Evaluator tool demonstration. Thank you for your time and have a good day.